Look, manifestation works, but not the way Instagram told you. I used to think this whole topic was complete nonsense, magical thinking for people who couldn't face the reality. But then I actually studied it, I tested it, and I made it work. What I discovered is that most of what is taught out there is garbage, but underneath the garbage, there is something real, something that actually explains why some people seem to attract exactly what they want and why others stay stuck, no matter how hard they try. So let's be clear about my position here. I'm not here to sell you magic. I'm not here to tell you to just think positive and wait. But I'm also not here to debunk everything. I'm here to do something more useful. I want to separate what actually works from what is just wishful thinking dressed up as spirituality. I've built real, measurable things in my life, and I've used principles that overlap with what manifestation teaches. Not because I believe in magic, but because I discovered mechanisms that are psychologically real. So we are going to look at the machinery and not the fairy tale. So let's begin with what is defensible. Let's look at the legitimate foundation. This isn't cosmic magic, it's about psychological machinery. There are four core truths that actually runs the show. First, the attention shapes perception. What you focus on, you see more of. This is just your brain's filtering system doing its job. Second, beliefs filter opportunities. If you don't believe an opportunity is for someone like you, your brain will literally won't let you see it. Third, identity drive action. You don't get what you want, you act consistently with who you believe you are, and you finally get what you want. And the fourth point is the unconscious runs the show. You can consciously want success, but if your unconscious associates success with danger, you will sabotage yourself every time. Now, we have to look at the nonsense layer. This is the stuff that sells well, but keeps you stuck. The myth. The idea that the universe is some kind of cosmic delivery service, that is, if you just ask and believe, Amazon Prime will drop off your dream life. Or the idea of vibration and frequencies, misapplied physics used to victim blame you for not being happy enough. The idea that desire alone is enough, or that action is optional. The universe doesn't care what you want. It isn't a benevolent force arranging circumstances for you. What is real, though, is that your brain, your behavior, and your patterns, those are things we can actually work with. This brings us to a critical distinction. You don't attract, you act. When manifestation teachers says act as if, they usually explain it wrong. It's not about fooling the universe, it's about installing a new identity. Your results are a lagging measure of your identity. You act consistently with who you believe yourself to be. If your identity is I'm a writer, you write. If your identity is I'm trying to become a writer, every sentence will be a battle. The universe isn't responding to your vibes. Your reality is responding to your execution. And look, I know this is the uncomfortable part, the part nobody wants to hear. If you want to manifest something different, you have to change who you are. Not just work harder, not just visualize better, actually change. The equation is ruthless. Who are you now produces what you have now. To have something different, you must be someone different. And that change, it is uncomfortable, it is often painful, and it is never instant. Your current identity is perfectly designed to give you your current results. Sometimes you don't get what you want simply because you cannot hold it yet. We call this capacity problem. You might want some wealth, but unconsciously you fear the visibility that comes with it. You want love, but you can't tolerate the vulnerability it requires. Your system, your nervous system, your psychology will sabotage anything it believes you cannot handle. The work isn't just about manifesting the desire. It is about building the vessel that can actually hold the desire without cracking. So what do we do if we strip away the magic? How do we actually use these principles? We need a rational framework. Like, stop wishing and actually start building something. So I use a 5-step process that is based on mechanic and not magic. It's defensible, practical, and it actually produces results. Step 1 is clarity. Most people have vague wants, not clear intentions, but your brain can't filter for opportunities it can't clearly define. You need to know, what specifically do you want? Why do you actually want it? The real reason. And critically, what is the cost? Because everything you want requires you to give up something you currently have, even is that something is just your comfort. Step 2 is the pattern diagnostic. You are not starting from zero. You're starting from existing patterns that have produced your current life. Before you try to build, you have to look at the roots. What unconscious beliefs make this outcome feel dangerous to you? What identity would have to die for this result to happen? And most importantly, what is your unconscious actually afraid of happening if you succeed? Step 3 is identity architecture. Remember, behavior is an effect. Identity is the cause. Instead of asking, what should I do? Ask, who do I need to become? Look at the person who naturally has the result you want. How do they think? How do they make decision by default? You need to engineer that identity, because if you change the identity, the behavior follows naturally. If you try to change behavior without changing identity, you're fighting a war against yourself. Step 4 and 5, capacity and action. You have to actually build the infrastructure to hold what you want before it arrives. That means building the emotional capacity, the skills, and the systems. And then you take action, but not frantic action. There is a difference between action from desperation and action from alignment. You need to move from the new pattern, not the old one. Not from fear, not from hope, but from a sense of inevitability. So you have two paths. You have the myth, the path of the dice, thinking the universe is a delivery service, waiting, wishing, trying to change your vibe. It's comforting, but it leaves you to chance. Or you have the mechanic, the path of the hammer, understanding brain filtering, changing your behavior, building capacity, and actually changing your identity. This is the path of control, the path of results. So here we are, here the uncomfortable bottom line. You can have what you want, but the catch is you have to become someone different to get it. The patterns that produce your reality right now will keep producing it forever unless they're stuck. And if you want different result, something has to actually die. Not your vision board, you, the version of you that is currently running the show. If this makes sense to you, the question is, where do I start? You always start with the patterns, because you cannot change what you cannot see. And right now, most of what is driving your reality is unconscious. It's invisible to you. So I've put something together to help you with this, a diagnostic to uncover your hidden operating patterns, the beliefs and unconscious programs that have been shaping your result without your permission. All the links are in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.